So I wanted to talk to you guys about the pros and cons of Celina, Texas. Very small town, feel very football driven. Routes are being expanded. Homes are being built. They're getting an HEB in Celina. Very trustworthy. You'll sit there and think, I'm so glad I moved to Celina. It's nostalgic. I have done so many videos on Celina, and I feel like it's appropriate for me to really tell you what is actually good and what is actually bad about living in Celina. I live so close to it, so I feel like I can give you a really great representation. So, first of all, Celina is changing so much, and it's important to understand the pros and cons. First of all, they're experiencing crazy growth. The place is growing so much, but it's still considered an actual small town and rural town. It won't be that way for long, maybe the next 3 to 5 years, but population right now is about almost 52,000. And it's growing on an average of 26% per year. The median household income is right at $168,000, and the median home selling price in Celina in 2024 has been a little over $650,000. So first of all, just to give you a few stats, they're 74th out of over 1,000 best places to buy in Texas in 2024. And they're located just north of Prosper. So it goes Frisco, Prosper, Celina. It takes maybe 15 minutes to get there from Frisco proper. So one of the pros is the controlled growth. And I think they're doing a really good job on this. Sometimes when an area blows up overnight, they're basically scrambling to build, and it often gets all out of control. And Celina has been planning for this for years. They're looking at a population boom to happen over the next 10 to 20 years. So all of those of you that are wanting to move out there and you're doing it between now and 3 to 5 years, your equity is just going to be insane because they've got a 10 to 20 year growth plan. They've put so much into the expansion. So if this is a concern for you, you need to check out www.celina-tx.gov and look at their comprehensive plan on controlled growth, because they have really put some in-depth discussion and brainwaves into how to do it the best way. Another pro is land. If you compare it to Frisco, it's going to blow your mind how much land you can get out there compared to Frisco. But because Frisco's boom has spilled over to Prosper and then to Celina, you now have those areas being really landlocked, especially Frisco and Prosper, and people are having to move out to Celina to get those really good deals, but there's still a lot of land available. I just got a text message today that somebody was selling anywhere from 1 to 10 acres per lot, and it's still accessible. So give me a call if you want to buy acreage and build on it. Okay, another pro is the Celina School District. It's got an A rating. It is a smaller district. It only has 6 schools and 1 high school, but you're going to see that some of the neighborhoods in Celina are actually zoned to Prosper ISD, and Celina has multiple high rankings when it comes to public schools. So you can check that out at greatschools.org or niche.com, but it's unbelievable out there, and it's very small town feel, and so when you get that vibe, it's a lot less students per teacher ratio, which is what you want for your kids. They don't want to get lost in a sea of people. And that's what Celina is offering. Side note, Prosper ISD also has fantastic ratings. You guys have heard me talk about that. On my Prosper vlog, I talk a lot about their school district and how it's a win-win. Heads up, you can't live in Celina and not be a part of supporting the local high school. Everyone wears orange and supports the Bobcats. In Texas in general, we are very football driven and Friday Night Lights, and it's nostalgic and it's fun and it's community. And if you've not experienced that, I think you're in for a really big blessing. I think it's a really nice feeling of safety and community involvement and people loving on other people. It's not like inner city where there's crime and all the things happening. It's very trustworthy. It's really cool. Okay, pro and con, you can say it's a con if you want, but it's proximity. And you can see on the map that it's close to everything. You look at about 50-minute drive to Dallas-Fort Worth area, so it is a little bit further of a drive than Frisco. But again, you're getting that small town feel. So if you have to travel often for work, there may be better options for you than living all the way out in Celina. But if you only have to do it maybe a couple times a month, I really think it's worth that drive. But if you need to go to the airport a lot, then you might need to look at Frisco, Coppell, Grapevine, and there's some others that if that's your thing, then let me know and I can send you the cities that I would suggest. You're 50 minutes to downtown Dallas, so I don't think you're going to want to live in Celina if you have to go every single day. It would just be a nightmare. And so that would definitely be a con, but I would say that if you only have to go in maybe once or twice, maybe once a week, maybe 2-3 times a month, then it would be worth it. But I would say that proximity is a pro if you're working in Frisco or McKinney or Allen, all of those big cities that surround Celina. There's so many that are saying that Frisco is going to look a lot like a baby Dallas in the next 5 to 10 years because it's going to have everything you need. You're not going to need to go to Dallas, and it's safer. Frisco's a safer city. So just driving down to Frisco and getting what you need and then going back to Celina. It's maybe a 15 or a 20-minute drive. So you're 9 minutes to Prosper. Prosper is super close. Obviously, they border each other with Celina, and it has so much going on. And I love Prosper because they are community oriented as well, and they really want to keep and protect that small town feel. So I don't think they're ever going to be huge. Celina is going to be bigger than Prosper. Just in proximity, Celina has more land mass than Prosper does, but both of them are experiencing a lot of growth right now. I think Prosper is protecting its small town feel a little bit more. Another pro or con, depending on how you see gambling, is the Oklahoma border is only 45 minutes away, and there's casinos right over the border. So if that's something you find fun, maybe going up and playing Texas Hold'em or some slots or going to a really great show, all the major artists go to the casinos. You can do that. It's a very short drive. Another pro is actually new construction. I get calls all the time for new construction. You guys can get some really great deals before this big boom is happening, and you're going to get into these communities, and then Celina is going to grow up around you, and it's going to bring you some really great equity. So there's so much new construction being built in these master plan communities with amazing amenities because they're all trying to keep up with each other. Windsong Ranch was kind of that first lagoon, beach, 5 acres, and now they're all doing it. They've got lazy rivers and pickleball and, lifestyle concierge so that there's always activities. They're really doing a lot with master plan communities and the whole staycation and keeping you guys engaged in your community. And all the master plan communities have that out there. If that's not your jam, then let me know because there are smaller subdivisions that don't have that. So, but the HOA pays for all of that. So I think it's worth it. So Celina has planned itself up to a population of about 300 to 400,000. Right now, I told you that they're right at 52,000. So we've got epic growth ahead of us. So with that being said, it's eventually going to have everything. So don't worry about shopping and dining and, the movie theater and the skating rink and all the things. It's all going to have that. There is room to expand. Also, home values are starting to skyrocket out there. Like I said, you're going to get some great equity. With this type of growth, having land could be a fantastic investment. So just to give you an idea of how new Celina is, right at 82% of all the homes in Celina were built after the year of 2000. So those of you I have a lot of people that call me and they're like, I don't want a house over 10 years. I don't want to have a house over 15 years. You have a lot more possibilities of a pre-owned and getting a really good deal on a house that's not that old. So just a few of the communities in Celina that I highlight in some of my other videos: Light Farms, Wellspring Estates, that's a grand home community. Parks at Wilson Creek, I love that. I've had multiple clients build in there, and they're, I think, in phase 2. And remember, I told you phase 1 or phase 2 is really good to get in on. Highland Crossing, Uptown, Greenway, Cross Creek Meadows, Liliana, Mustang Lakes, Chapel Creek Farms, the Venetian. There are so many. The Venetian actually has a lagoon very similar to Windsong Ranch. Now, it is further out in Celina. It's actually in Weston with McKinney schools, but McKinney schools are A+ rated as well, so you can't really go wrong up there. Another pro is the low crime rate. I mentioned that earlier in the video about inner city Dallas or just Dallas proper. When you come up here to the North Dallas area, the crime rate is so much better. So Neighborhood Scout did an analysis of FBI crime data, and Celina was voted 86% safer than the majority of towns in all of America. So it actually shows that it has a lower crime rate than 70% of the communities within Texas. It's a fantastic place to raise a family. So just know that crime rate is very, very low. One of the cons that I think is the construction, because There are so many people that live in Celina and they really wanted to keep it small town, but the land mass of Celina is really big, so it's gonna grow. And speaking of, I don't know why they pronounce it Celina when it's obviously spelled Celina, but we're just gonna go with it and we're gonna say Celina because that's how they pronounce it. So when you have a ton of people moving in, you have to understand that construction is necessary. For example, I live in Brookside, the fields in Frisco, and there's a lot of construction going on, but I got in on phase 1. And so I do hear construction happening all day, every day, but it's worth it for me because of the equity I'm going to gain. So you kind of have to think in that mindset of what is most important to you. I have financial goals. I want a house that protects me and keeps the rain off of my head. But I also want to couple that with a financial goal of moving my financial portfolio forward to gain that equity. So just know that routes are being expanded, stoplights are being added, highways, the Dallas North Tollway is being expanded all the way through Celina. Homes are being built, restaurants are being built, grocery stores are being built. They're getting an H-E-B in Celina. So you're going to have lots of construction within the city limits and down Preston for a good 5 to 10 years, but it's only going to make things better for you over time. And you'll sit there and think, I'm so glad I moved to Celina when I did, because your financial portfolio is going to be so much vaster and bigger. Another con is there's not a ton of entertainment out there right now, but you're so close to Frisco that has everything. So don't worry. It's not going to be where you necessarily want to live if you're all about nightlife or concerts or entertainment. You're going to have to drive to Frisco for that, or you're going to have to drive to Dallas, which is totally fine. You get to Dallas in 45, 50 minutes, especially if you're going to a concert or dinner. It's going to be at night, so you're going to miss rush hour. There are some restaurants and some entertainment, but just remember it's growing, and Prosper and Frisco are just a hop, skip, and jump away. So don't worry. Make sure you check out the Celina vlog that I did. I put a lot of information in it. I put some of the popular restaurants and some really fun local things to do. They have the cutest downtown in Celina, and they've got Summer Moon Coffee. They've got Rollertown Beer Works, Tender Smokehouse, which is actually owned by MLB star Corey Hunter, but his food is amazing and everything's family friendly. There's a huge green space in the middle so kiddos can play, and they always have festivals and farmers markets and things. And you can they've got an open container law in downtown Celina, so you can literally carry your alcohol around with you. I mean, there's nothing better than alcohol and guns, open carry in Texas. I'm just kidding. It's not a problem. People are very respectable. But another pro is the economy and how great job opportunities are. So more businesses have moved to the Frisco, Prosper, Celina area, and that's caused the unemployment rate to really decrease. And in April of 2024, it actually had a record low of 3.7%. So they have had a job market increase of 3.3% over the last year. So we're booming here, and everybody's doing really well just because it's thriving. Another pro is the diverse housing options. So Celina offers a wide range of homes and prices at, I believe, really great rates. You can get into Celina in the 300s. You can actually get into Celina less than that if you're willing to do a pre-owned home, but there's townhomes and really great 3-bedroom, 2 baths for the low 300s. You can text me if that's something you want to get in on. I would say if you want a normal house, new construction, you're looking at $500,000 and above. I think Greenway Hills is probably in the high 400s, but new construction is a little bit more expensive out there, but you're getting a new house. So you can find home in the 300s all the way up to building a custom home in the millions. Jay Anthony's building out in Celina. If you haven't seen my basement video, go and look at it, because that's Jay Anthony and he's building in Celina. He has a $7 million model home in Lucas, and he's building a custom home that you can pick everything out that you want in Celina, and it's starting at 1.5. He said that it's probably more comfortable at 1.6, 1.7, depending on your build out, but you can do custom basements, which are very rare here in Texas. But check out my basements video because it's freaking going viral. Woo! See, I need some of this in my life. Have y'all heard of basements in Texas? But with the growth they're experiencing, no one knows how long you're going to be able to find homes in the 300s and the 400s, and the prices are just continuing to go up. So getting land out there now and getting a house out there now is going to be your best bet for that long-term wealth play, that long-term financial gain. So if you have questions, let me know. You can put it in the comments or text me. If you text me, it's insane how fast I get back to you. It's like I have my phone in front of my face every day, but I really don't. But I do get back to you quickly. So thanks so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, let me know, and I would love to help you guys. And until the next video, I hope you have a great rest of your day.